nothing too crazy going on. But yeah, Miami is still ongoing with some staff changes, including an addition and some subtractions as well. But big addition this week: Shannon Dawson, the offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach. So, as we talked about, that is a combination that is frequently seen and one that I was looking forward to seeing again, and seems to be under what's going to be the structure moving forward. So, a good thing.
So I will point out one aspect of his background that appears to be a conflict or possible conflict with Mario Cristobal, and then I will also point out something that is in his background that would appear to be a plus. But before I ask those questions, you go ahead and just give us your assessment of when you heard the news, how it hit you, and once you got a little bit more familiar with his background and accomplishments.
I mean, he's a name that I know because he's a Dana Holgorsen assistant for many, many years, including going back to his time at West Virginia, which, if you know me, I worked at Miramar High School, and we sent a bunch of guys there, including Geno Smith, who, Geno, the comeback player of the year in the NFL, tweeted very strong support of the move. I think he said, Miami got a real one in Coach Dawson, and everything. So, and Geno was doing big numbers up there. He was only the offensive coordinator for Geno for 1 year, senior year. But remember, he was like the September Heisman. He was number one on all these different lists and metrics and things. That's back when I was, at Miramar, and I was blogging about Miramar sports and everything. And it was like literally every list that you could think of that week. I don't even know if so I have that piece, but it was just it was like, this is the Geno Smith show. So Shannon Dawson was there for that, and has been in other places. And again, continuing with Dana Holgorsen. So a very experienced person, does, come from the Holgorsen tree, which is, spread, air raid type stuff. He does run the ball a little bit more than, he's not like a pure Mike Leach spread, God rest his soul, but not, we're going to throw it 80 times a game, and every swing pass and check down is going to be an extension of the run game or a substitution for the run game because of where and how we're throwing it. Kind of a thing. That's not necessarily Shannon Dawson, but yeah, this is a name that when I heard it, I was like, oh yeah, no, I remember having heard of him in multiple spots before and everything. So yeah, he's leaving his nest, as it were, as he's followed Holgorsen in multiple places to come down to Miami to run this offense. And I think there's a lot that can go right, but I mean, there's been a lot that could have gone right with a lot of other coaches that did not. But I think that this is more schematically what I would like to see, even if you still have a 65-35 run pass ratio. I think that by employing spread things, you can still get the advantage of the spread offense, of the space that you can create by alignment. I think you can still have those things. But my one, only, and largest question is, what are the constraints that Mario Cristobal is going to put on Shannon Dawson? Is he able to run what he wants to run, or is he going to have to run what Mario wants him to run? You know what I mean? And I think that's going to tell the story, because I think that there was that disconnect with Gaddis. I think that we've seen that disconnect with other coaches in the past at Miami. Mark Richt doing what Mark Richt wanted, but I mean, Mark Richt was Mark Richt. So, he's calling his own plays, D'Onofrio running the defense that Al Golden wanted him to run. But then again, he's also run the defense in every other spot past then, which is why he doesn't really have a job right now, but as a defensive coordinator, at least. But yeah, it's, I'm not going to make assumptions on what it's going to look like for Miami on offense. I can make some educated guesses. I think it's going to look more like a spread, as in from the alignment and maybe a little bit of the tempo. And again, you saw some of that tempo come through with Rhett Lashley, where I was calling, 5 plays a quarter is 20 plays at tempo, across a game, which can still be a benefit. You're going to wait till you get that first down, obviously, to kind of settle the drive and then go. I think that you might see some of that kind of stuff, but I don't know. I mean, that's really just me kind of spitballing. So is on face value, I think that there is a lot to like for bringing Shannon Dawson in, and his work with quarterbacks, I think, is very strong, or has been strong. Even Clayton Tune at Houston last year, like set records for Houston and in their conference. So, hey, great. Like I said, he only worked as quarterback coach with Geno Smith for 1 year, but that 1 year was a record-setting year. So, and then there have been others along the way past Geno, so I'm not saying just put all your eggs into that one Geno Smith season and everything. But I mean, yeah, his work with quarterbacks is strong. I think that, obviously Holgerson's offenses have been good. So if you're working under that tree and then, calling those plays, there's a lot to like, but it's not all certain what Miami may get.